welcome back to the Last Three Brain Cells podcast. Today,
we'll be covering the Minions Rise of Gru.
Yes, very famous movie. Clearly.
Famous. It is
Famous.
I mean, it's made a lot
famous.
of waves on the internet.
The last Despicable Me franchise movie made $1.9 billion.
Yeah, it wasn't that good, was it? Though?
Made $1.9 billion.
The
Yeah, but the
point
thing
is
is,
Famous.
this movie has been a lot more culturally appropriate. It's
Yes.
significant culturally. That's the word I'm looking for. Culturally significant than the past 4 movies.
Yeah, because I think there was also an intention with this movie to go with a better story. Because up until now there was no story to any of the movies.
Yeah.
It was pretty much just Minions, funny Tic Tacs. Let's make them our focus of the movie. Oh, by the way, fun fact about the Minions. Did you know the Minions, instead of Tic Tac form, they were supposed to be big muscular thugs?
That is disturbing.
Yeah, this one and
For it.
I don't know who thought about this, but then they're like, oh cool, big muscular thugs can't be funny. Let's make them Tic Tacs. That's how the Minions in the form.
So you were trying to say it was going to be Chinese Johnny Bravo.
Pretty much supposed to be Chinese. Yeah, actually, it was supposed to be as the studio calls it, supposed to be an accident how the Minions came about, like in their form. Isn't it funny?
Is that
But
a
how
story?
did
Are
they
they just
scale down from like muscular?
No, so
You know,
they saw
things-
Johnny Bravo and they're like, this guy should be a minion. And then they just focus on his bicep and like, yeah, that's the one.
That's exactly what happened.
It's just like his bicep. That's what the minions are. It's just Johnny Bravo's bicep. Even though I think they're 2 completely different studios.
Minor technicalities.
Minor technicalities.
Yeah, we
Fair.
move.
Okay, guys. So before we move on, how about we recap what the Minions?
Also, I think it's kind of racist that they're yellow.
Oh my God, bro!
Yeah, I think you're being
No, but
racist.
if
here.
you like think about it though.
Why are you saying
They're yellow and they're efficient workers.
Oh my.
Where do 90% of our goods come from?
Well,
And they're short.
cool. Okay, guys. Before we move on to the actual review of the movie, let's recap the movie. Okay?
Yeah,
I'll go with the first half of the movie. You go with the second half of the movie.
I got this. I buttoned up my suit as well because I
Okay.
need to be professional for this.
Okay. Good going.
Can I start?
Please go ahead.
Please.
Thank you.
Okay.
The entire movie,
Mhm.
Gru's a little child.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good start.
Good start.
And he has minion friends.
No shade.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
It's not like the movie's
Friends
called
or henchmen?
Henchmen.
Fish are friends, not food.
Wow.
They were,
Agree to disagree.
Deep.
I'm the only non-vegetarian here, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
but like, then there's the rip-off Sinister Six.
Vicious.
But
Six.
with much cooler names.
That's true. Good.
Much cooler.
I mean, depends.
Nunchuck. John Claude. Voiced by John Claude. With a lobster claw.
Okay, fair.
That was
Creativity.
lit.
That was lit.
So fake Sinister Six are basically like, bro, we're gonna do something cool. Let's steal a gemstone based on the zodiac signs. And based on zodiac signs, I have a very bad month coming up.
You need to get help.
I need to get help apparently.
See, no, but there's Chinese zodiac signs.
Aren't all zodiac signs zodiac signs? What's the
There's
difference?
a dragon and
Oh,
all
yes,
Chinese
that's true,
zodiac
that's true.
signs. There's a monkey. There is
Inspired-
the rat, the pig.
Oh,
There's
so
a
they're
dragon.
different.
Yeah.
Here's
I didn't know that.
what we know
So
about.
what? So when they turn to like I don't know a dragon in the end, what zodiac sign did you think?
I'm like,
it
bro,
was
that's
called?
hella cool. We should include that in our thing.
To be fair,
Because I'm a Virgo. Who wants to be a Virgo? I'd like to be a dragon.
fun fact, I didn't know my zodiac sign until you guys pointed out like a couple of minutes ago before we started this.
Yeah, we're moving off topic.
Moving off topic.
The Sinister Six, Vicious Six,
Vicious Six.
the Fast and Furious Six. So then they're basically like, bro, we need to steal something cool. And then they're like, yes, bro, let's steal a zodiac stone that's green in color. And then that knuckle old tata, he just goes, he pulls up, like beats up a
Wild
couple-
Knuckles. It's supposed to be Wild Knuckles.
knuckle old tata, and then he steals the stone, and he's like, bros, come pick me up, I'm getting beaten. And then he runs on top of that thing, and then
Did
he's
you say it runs?
I don't know what I said.
We need subtitles just because of Bob's interpretation of what he's
Yeah, but then he runs up, and then he like jumps on, and then he gives them the stone. Dumbass. He's a thief. Why did he trust them? And they're like,
He's
"Ha."
supposed to be a team, man.
They're like, haha,
Bro,
bro.
but evil people, bro. What
Yeah.
did he expect?
I thought evil people had some
They
models.
legit called the Vicious Six.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
evil
fine,
Oprah Winfrey is like, bro, peace out, and then kicks him, which is the dumbest death plan of all time because they kick him over water.
I mean,
that could hurt. You could die if you
Yeah,
like fell
you
from
know-
a height
Yeah, but
over
he's a
water.
super villain.
over.
He has knuckles. How does knuckle could help?
Yeah, his knuckles, it breaks the water into half and then he goes in. That probably hurt him more.
Tata, bro.
Bro, wow.
He's a professional diver in his pastime. You don't know?
Falling on water over a period of, over a set height could be as hard as concrete.
Exactly.
Unless you're a dolphin and want to dive.
No, dolphins don't die from a height, but they can be falling on concrete.
Unless they fall on concrete.
My bad. I'm sorry for not following your logic.
Thank you. And then now that the grandpa's dead, they're like, oh my god, there's a vacancy in the Sinister Six. they send out a job offer.
True, on a news channel.
It works.
Yeah. Okay. And then
it works.
Gru's like, bro, I really need to join the Sinister Six. It's like my lifelong dream. And I have posters of these weirdos in my bedroom.
True.
Sinister Six is like the, you have a call, ignore it. The Sinister Six is like the One Direction for Gru.
Is it still recording?
I think so.
Can we label who's who, please?
We'll do that later. In the post-credit scenes, we're going to label One Direction as Sinister Six members.
Already
Sinister-
Harry Styles is
Sinister
that Wild
Six.
Knuckles guy.
Wait, no. We'll get there. We'll get there. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be the ending thing when you pull out the laptop and do that. But yes, and then he basically like, bro, I need to go, I need to join. And then Sinister Six like, bro, who's this child? And he's like, I'm Gru and I'm really cool.
No, the
No. You skipped out the amazing. Look at the interviewees, bro. Look at the
Exactly.
people sitting there.
Yeah, like the way he got
The
into
guy-
it.
Yeah.
That's when we get introduced to the evil scientist. Like then that'd be the.
Oh,
Dr.
Nefario.
Nefario.
Yeah, Dr. Nefario.
It was by Russell Brand, by the way.
He is.
Did you
Yes.
know that?
No.
Yes.
What?
I died when I found that out.
Yeah.
I died.
Shit. Russell Brand is a good.
Yeah, like Russell Brand.
I wouldn't expect Russell Brand to
Who
be an
would've
evil
thought-
villain.
Bro, I don't know. Is it just
Nefario is
me?
a good guy.
No, he is not.
Yes, he is.
No,
He
he
builds-
was the antagonist for the first movie.
He builds evil inventions
Yeah,
for
but then
Gru.
later he joins and then he's like buddy.
Then
And he's like-
normally what something happens, no? First movie.
Buddy doesn't mean.
First movie is Victor. First movie, Despicable Me 1 is where he uses the cookies to get the moon.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Don't teach people about Despicable Me and the Minions been
Fine.
standing. Streets went despicable.
Wow. Calm down.
Yeah, but then so then they go and then he's like, yeah, bro, I want to join you guys. And then those guys are like, bro, you're still a child. Go do homework. And then he's like, oh, damn
No,
it.
stop. Talk about the people, the
Yeah.
interview, people who are sitting
Exactly.
there. So I
Their side plot
There's
elements.
Balenciaga guy. He looks like Kim Kardashian wearing that Balenciaga thing.
It's Balenciaga, not Balenciaga.
Siaga. Same thing.
Balenciaga, what?
Same thing.
Chor bazaar you're buying over here. Keep quiet. Okay,
And-
that doesn't
Okay,
matter. It's part of the
I'll
plot.
see
And
blanks.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Dude, I swear, how are you mixing all? Okay, fine. We'll cover this for you. Then you can continue.
We'll get on to this later, man. When we have the character design part now, we'll get to that later.
Oh my god, you're ignoring one of the best.
Exactly.
Yes, I am.
That's the best part of that scene.
So then Gru's like, oh my god, I need to show these people, and then he steals the stone from them. Also, the 5 of the greatest villains in the whole universe leave a stone unattended.
And distract from the same villain about to apply as a.
Yeah.
And all of them need for that one guy.
Exactly.
All of
Yeah.
them need to catch that one guy.
If you're
Yeah.
supposed to be the greatest villains of the world, the universe, of the world
And
that
all of
exists.
them to deal with some flying
One fat guy flying on a jetpack, Joyride, or Rocket Man, cheat code
Yeah.
from San Andreas or something.
Bro, it's dumb. And then he steals the stone and he runs away, and then all the minions are like, bro, what's up? And he's like, let's go. And then they go back. And then he escapes all these people, and it's like some cool chase scene.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty cool chase scene, to be fair.
Which one are you talking about?
The one where
When
they
we
throw
escape
the
the-
Scooby-Doo car at him, and then he goes underneath it.
That's a very
That's
good
a
fight.
very good
Yeah,
scene.
I agree.
And then he goes back home, and then he gives the stone to that chubby fellow.
Otto.
Otto, my bad.
Otto, the braces guy.
Yes.
And then he keeps the stone, and then he exchanges the stone for a pet rock. It's kind of funny, to be fair.
Kind of
I quite
funny.
No,
like
I would do the same. It's such a basic ass looking necklace, bro.
it. For a pet rock.
For a pet rock as
That
wings
Petrov
at it?
has moving googly eyes, okay?
Yeah, moving on. So then he loses it, and Gru's like, oh my god, people are so useless. Screw you. And then he goes to sad boy hours, and then he's like listening to like Joji or something, and he's like walking down the street. And then Knuckles man comes and then kidnaps him, and he's like, minions, help me, bros! That was a very good representation of his voice. by the
That
way.
was a very good representation of his voice, but the very bad representation of what happened in the movie.
he gets kidnapped. A child gets kidnapped all the time. It's not.
No.
Just what have you gone through?
You need help.
Are you okay? Get help now.
And then Knuckles like basically ties Gru up and he's like, bro, give me the stone. And
He
then
doesn't
Gru-
tie him up. He puts him in a freaking jute bag.
Yeah, but then
Minor technicality.
Minor
yeah,
technicality.
he captures him, bro. That's the important part. Then he holds him over the balcony and he's like, bro, call your mother. And he's like, bro, my mother doesn't care about me. And then so then he calls and the minion's like,
No, Kevin picks up.
Mini boss.
Mini boss.
Mini boss. That's what we call the T stand fellow, you know.
Oh yeah, mini boss.
Mini boss.
Mini boss.
and then he gives him the whatever happens. Then he ties him up in the jukebox torture machine.
Yes, jukebox touch machine.
And then
goes
the
on
and then the three minions.
And that one line, if disco for 48 hours doesn't kill you,
The thorns, no, the blade will
The
kill you.
blade.
The blade will kill you. I agree.
such a mood.
Such a mood, man.
It's like listening to Dua Lipa on repeat.
Oh my god. I don't think-
Lollipop is good, okay?
Yeah, I don't think he's a
Stop.
bad artist.
I never said she was bad. She has disco.
You just okay, fine.
Yeah.
Not. I thought you were referring to the blade hour to kill you, but I guess we are
What?
different.
No, you're not making things better now.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so then the minions come and then they flex on those henchmen and the henchmen lose to an old auntie.
A kung fu auntie.
Oh.
Kung fu
Auntie. Let's not forget
Who
that.
also does acupuncture.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a
and
pretty
can,
good
that
side
useful.
business.
and can pretty much puppeteer people with the oxygen.
That was such a
Yeah.
cool scene by the way.
That was a-
With
that-
this
I would
like-
kill to learn that.
You couldn't learn that.
Yeah, no, don't because it's not real.
Shut up. They do it somewhere.
And then all that happens and the minions learn kung fu. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Which they haven't used in any of the later
We'll
movies.
come
so
back-
what happened to it? I do
No,
not
no.
know.
We'll come back to the minions in the kung fu scene because it's
Yeah,
very.
and then the minions go and pull up on Gru, but then Gru's already like. So then the guy fires his henchman, and then he goes up to Gru. He's like, Gru, I have no friends. Please be my friend. And then they go rob a bank, as all good friends do. And then
all good evil friends do.
Yeah. And then they go away, and the sinister.
No,
Six are
let's
like-
stop before. There's supposed to be something called the evil bank in this universe. They never
Yeah,
express.
Bank of Evil, yeah.
Yeah.
They never express this in the later movies. They never
They do.
When did that come out?
We'll get to that. Then they go. We need to set the path. And then
Okay.
basically Sinister Six come to beat these people up, and then they destroy his house. And then he comes in, and now Knuckles Man is in Sad Boy Hours.
No, notice how until he opens the door, he doesn't realize.
He's like,
Doesn't realize.
his building is like 17 feet tall, but then he
Gru and him walk up to the front door, open his like, oh, my house is gone.
and then he's now in Sad Boy Hours, and he's like, Gru, leave me. And then Gru's like, okay. And then he goes in the train, and he goes down. And then
No.
Otto's like riding on a dragon, and Gru's like, bro. And Otto's like, mini boss. And then he gets then Oprah Winfrey steals the necklace.
No.
And then
Because
she
Oprah
takes-
Winfrey steals the necklace. Otto gives the actual gem to Gru. Then Gru loses it from the.
Oprah
Wilson
Winfrey
Six.
gets a necklace, bro. This is a quick recap. We're not doing the whole movie casting here.
Movie casting has nothing to do with what we're doing.
No, what is it? Something.
What
I
are
don't
you
know.
saying?
Movie breakdown.
Yeah,
That's what we were going for.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
casting.
Shut up, man. So then she gets the necklace and then she gives all of them superpowers and then she gives the minions like chicken.
No,
rat
they
and
do.
rat.
They do Transformers transform. No, Power Rangers power up, whatever.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
Power Rangers power up. They have the Ben 10 suit up scene.
Yeah. Benton suit up scene mixed with Power Rangers suit up. Oh my
and
god.
they pull up and they tie Gru to a clock, as all good supervillains do.
Yeah.
Instead of the
Yeah.
dragon eating him.
No, that would be 2 PG, not 13 for a Minions movie.
Yeah, fair. And then Dr. Knuckles comes back and then he's like, bro, what are you doing with my bro? And then they fight. And then once they fight, they say,
No, he has a very emotional scene. You can steal my gem, but not do anything with the kid.
Yeah, I don't care. It's
Emotional scene.
Something
man.
along those lines. Something along those lines.
Yeah, it was a good
I mean,
dialogue.
paraphrasing it, but
Yeah, and then Dr. Knuckles dies, and then they take his dead body into the hospital. No, they take him to
doesn't- he
jail.
doesn't die.
Yeah, but then they think he's dead, and then they do the
Huh.
funeral scene, and they're like,
But
"Aw."
turns
But-
out the coffin's filled with
bananas and
Yeah.
auto.
Yeah, that. So now we can get along with the movie.
Essentially, Minions: The Rise of the Gru is a movie about a Gru fulfilling his lifelong dream about joining the biggest, the baddest villains in his universe, and where he thinks his minions are holding him back. And in the story, spoiler alert, the minions are not holding him back, but rather enabling him to be the best supervillain of all time. That's the entire movie.
Those was dull.
And that's summarizing.
It was efficient.
Yeah.
Designer.
The minions.
Fair enough.
The first thing I want to talk about,
Okay, please go ahead.
and I've already mentioned it, the Sinister Six.
The Sinister Six. Yeah, honestly, okay, was it that obviously supposed to be inspired from the Sinister Six,
I personally feel yes.
I think so.
right?
I feel like
I mean,
they
look
were.
at that Vicious 6, Sinister 6.
That's
It's
true.
too close.
They could have easily gone like Vicious 5 and it would have been VV in Roman numerals.
True, but
Oh yeah, that would have been cool actually. But
But I
the
think they've
Roman
gone for
numerals-
Vicious VI.
okay. So essentially, what I was going to ask is, but okay, yeah, the name was clearly very inspired from the Sinister Six. But
Stay till the end where we compare Sinister 6 members to the current
Yeah.
Vicious 6
we will,
members.
we will.
Yeah.
But I was getting to, but the villains themselves weren't inspired by the actual villains from the Sinister Six at all. It was just a name. that
it was just a name.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, they've borrowed the name,
Yeah.
but they've created their own clearly different set of villains,
Yeah.
which has worked really good for
This
them.
this is
The
what.
puns.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
puns.
The
The
puns.
main
Amazing.
puns were brilliant.
This is something that the animated.
And the best part is the people who voiced each of these actors.
Yeah. But the voice actors have done a brilliant job.
Dude, did you know who was the guy who was the Russian guy from the Rocky movie?
I don't know.
Dolph Lundgren. Are you talking about
Yes,
Dolph
yes,
Lundgren or
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
Svengens?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
yes.
died. I
Svengens.
died.
He's a Russian guy from the Rocky movie. That's all I know.
Yeah.
He's Ivan Drago. Yeah.
I was going to say Khal Drago, but that's Game of Thrones.
Wait,
Oh my-
Jason Momoa's Khal Drago, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Wrong movie, by the way. That's not even a
wrong
movie.
franchise.
But yeah, Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago. Yeah. So. Yeah, this is something that the movies get really well with the animated movies. Like this is not a Disney movie, but things that like Illumination got right is it was enjoyable for the kids watching the blue Tic Tacs walking around making fun.
There
was a-
Blue Tic Tacs?
I mean, sorry, yellow Tic Tacs. I'm colorblind. I'm not colorblind. So yellow Tic Tacs walking around and having fun, and also for the adults or like the it's little like the older people who enjoy the puns, like the references to it. This is very balanced out.
Yeah. Speaking of references, another reference to the Marvel franchise.
Minions Assemble.
Yes.
But turns out, even that's what I thought, but turns out they were actually referencing to the first movie.
But again, the first movie might have been.
The first
inspired-
Yeah,
movie might
I
have
mean,
referenced
that
Avengers
was
or
what
something.
their intention was in this movie.
Yeah.
Avengers.
But like,
Yeah.
Assemble.
Avengers
did
film
you
is what
did
I-
you feel it was shoehorned in though? Like many people make references to popular movies just to get like that audience flood.
I feel
Thing,
that
yeah.
part worked perfectly.
Yeah, that's what.
It wasn't too, I mean, like, until I had to like go back 10 seconds to actually like notice it,
Mhm.
because first time I actually didn't notice it.
Yeah.
You did not. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
and then the thing is, it's not like forced in a place where it's completely unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly.
Like most of Marvel's jokes, but like here it was like it was-
Subtly, like, going against Marvel.
If
is
you guys
nice.
haven't watched our first podcast, it explains why you're taking hits in Marvel.
yeah, but like
Taking it.
some other inspirations that they've taken.
Scooby-Doo machine, mystery machine.
The Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo.
That's true.
That one. Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, the outfits when they were
Exactly.
going inside
Kung
the
Fu.
Yeah.
And it was also, you said it was Shaolin Soccer.
It was
okay?
yes,
I
Shaolin
didn't know
Soccer,
that.
Shaolin Soccer.
and also it was Bruce Lee's go-to costume.
Yeah, the orange one. number.
One piece
Yellow.
orange
Yellow.
jumpsuit.
Yeah, and
Okay,
then
oh.
in the same sequence there was the Kung Fu Panda reference with him
Yes.
doing the push-ups over the hot coals.
Yes.
Oh, I
Did you
didn't
not
know
get
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Not I also missed it until Bob told me later.
Yeah. And then another thing
Also the self-destruct message. Was
from
this the
Mission
Mission
Impossible.
Impossible 4?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
And the Catch Me If You Can scene in the airplane.
Oh,
airport
the flight attendants. Have you not watched
Oh,
Catch Me If You Can?
with
Aw.
yeah. So then
You
it's
are
him
gonna watch
coming with
Catch Me If You
the
Can.
minions coming with all the late flight attendants behind them. and
Yeah.
walking
No.
through
The
the
thing
flight.
is, they see the pilots.
And they
do it,
copy
they
it.
copy
That's
it.
what happens
That's
exactly.
the Catch Me If You Can. Yeah.
And then there was another one, the Godzilla reference. No, the King Kong reference.
The King Kong.
With
He climbs up the
pincher guy climbing up the top of the
Oh,
building
While
and standing on
yeah.
top with the two flying people around him, which is replicating the
I don't
King
know
Kong
that.
standing on top of them.
And the helicopters.
And then
yeah.
the helicopters around him.
That's right. That's right.
These references these are major. Some of them are major pop culture references. I also think the long sequence with the auto cycling.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a slight nod to Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, that's the running scene in Forrest Gump.
Forrest
Run
Gump
for-
running across the whole thing and
Yeah,
coming back,
yeah.
going through rain, going through sand, all of
Exactly.
that.
I think
I feel like
agree
it's a
with
subtle reference to that, but if it's not, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. But that was a really good
you. If
reference.
it was, if it wasn't, even if it's unintentional,
Yeah.
cool sequence.
It was.
Okay,
Okay.
coming back
Oh,
to the
wait,
references.
also, Gru dressing as Russell from Up.
Oh,
When they're doing the
That
bank
was-
heist.
bank
yeah,
heist.
and
That
the
was
world's
good.
best grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
pretty cool.
animated movie references. Guys.
Yeah. And there are also subtle references to the future movies. Obviously future, but in this is a prequel.
Oh,
This is
as in the last part.
Yeah, so in the last he says, shoot for the moon.
Shoot for the moon and the moon
Which,
comes back.
and the first big thing is the one where he
Yeah.
steals
And
the
also,
moon.
guys, did you guys get the slight nod to this one, like Uncle Ben and Peter Parker scene from very Spider-Man
I
1.
actually didn't get that.
No, I don't think it was an intentional reference, but
I mean,
As in, I didn't understand how.
it's an
when-
aging white man sat next to a young boy, basically
Giving
telling
him
him what to do,
Oh.
guidance type thing.
again, we watched Spider-Man 1.
No. I want to still talk about references to the older movies.
Okay, go ahead.
There was the crocodile couches in.
Oh, yeah, which he,
Which
which in
he has
Wild
in
Knuckles' house.
Wild
when
Knuckles' house, which he
Knuckles
takes over.
That's the same couch Gru gets. featured
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
And then
The flight, the last, like the takeoff in Dr. Nefario's, I guess you could call it like a jet. Very ending, like Gru hires Dr. Nefario, and then they take off in that jet, the same jet that Gru has in the older movies. That's what it will be. That's also
Another thing,
And also the.
Gru's love for big, large cars.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Wild Knuckles having a
Oh,
large car.
yeah.
That was a
And
pretty
also
good
his-
scene.
I love the freeze rate, cheese rate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His
Please,
urgency
yeah.
to not wait in lines. He hates
Yeah.
waiting in queues. So cheese rate.
Just
freeze
kind
rate.
of a mood.
No, that was pretty cool. As
You
the
know
way
what?
they
I wouldn't
subtly
mind a
incorporate-
freeze gun either.
The way they subtly incorporate everything was pretty cool.
There wasn't subtle. No, there wasn't that subtle.
I mean, most of it was quite subtle. The vector thing was not subtle.
I guess maybe we're over-analyzing. That's why it seems subtle.
Because they never outright mentioned Gru's love for big cars coming from his mentor in any of the previous movies. But just by
I guess.
including the fact that Wild Knuckles had a large, massive, over-the-top car
That's true.
was a cute nod. And then the alligator sofas being crocodile alligator.
Inspired by the.
It's not inspired. It's just taken from there to his new house.
Maybe not.
Maybe it's a new one.
I also read somewhere that that house was actually the base in the first movie, which I didn't notice.
Really? I don't think so. I didn't notice how to use it.
I didn't notice that. Because it's a WN house, the whole one.
No, obviously the entire house was like destroyed.
Yeah. And
But
so
apparently
he built
the-
it on top
the-
of that.
Apparently the first one was built in the first movie. His house was built on that.
Maybe second look at the movie might actually that might actually
Maybe it
maybe,
could be
maybe
true.
it could be true. It could be true.
I didn't notice this. What?
I also didn't notice it.
I didn't
But I
notice
have
it.
watched the movie like long back. Moving on. Something you guys want to talk about much early on. The character designs.
Yes, I want to talk about the character designs. Let me just tell you how great the character design for this movie is. So there are things in a character design that you need to consider. Is the silhouette of the character itself needs to stand out and should be
Oh. Speaking of silhouettes, I forgot to make one previous reference.
Go ahead.
In the opening scene or
The
like opening scene.
007 one.
Yeah.
As soon as the song
as
started
soon
playing,
as I saw it,
as soon as the song started playing, I'm like, I've heard this song. And then I went to see if it was in any other 007 movie
it
before.
was in every double
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, but then I'm like, oh, nice. And then I saw the.
silhouette.
Yeah. Okay, fun references again.
Yeah.
So getting back to character design. So the one good thing, one very important thing about any character design, any good character design, would be the silhouette itself stands out and is recognizable in a crowd, right? And if you pick out any of the main characters in this movie, whatever the absurd shapes or sizes they could be, you can recognize them from like 50 meters away if they were just a silhouette. Like Gru, you could recognize Gru if he was just a black silhouette standing.
Yeah, because his nose is like a toucan, but.
Exactly.
That's only Gru and the minions. I mean, like.
Again, yeah.
What
again.
about any of the villains?
The villains, I feel like villains had more creativity than any of the villains.
Even the villains.
No, he's talking about silhouettes. So,
Exactly. We look at the
Yeah.
Sinister Six.
I mean, come on. The silhouette of that stronghold guy in Vengeance.
I mean,
If
the,
you're
one
talking-
had a lobster knuckle, and
No,
the other.
that's John Claude.
No, I'm just saying, like when you're talking about silhouettes, one was dressed as a nun, one had a lobster knuckle, and one was.
Afro.
Yeah, one had an afro, massive.
One
afro.
looked like black, evil Oprah Winfrey, as you just quoted earlier.
Yeah, and then you had Ivan Drago, and you had the last two people look kind of similar to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. My point being at least
similarities. They're not similar. Per se.
I mean, I'm talking about only silhouette. Otherwise, clearly they have very different.
Yeah,
they do. But
One
like, my
blonde,
point being
one
like
is-
they gave really considered the look of each of these characters, and you could see that Gru, Gru supposed to be a very evil supervillain, but you look at Gru even his character design, you don't get the vibe that he is like emotionless and evil. He has emotions, he has morals, but he's still like that naughty evil. You just get that from like the vibe from all of his characters. And minions, you know how hard it is to differentiate the minions. Like with the
What
wooden
do we
design.
differentiate what
Kevin,
was
Bob,
Kevin,
and
Bob
Stuart.
and Stuart?
Yeah, but
Four
Even
main ones.
Stuart.
that was unintentionally. And Otto as well. Otto has the braces because that was the only way you could differentiate Otto.
Did we notice the braces until you told?
It's all right. It's all right.
Why
It's
am I
all
gonna
right.
look at Minions' teeth? I don't know.
His teeth is out in every scene.
That's exactly why they did that intentionally because he would be differentiated.
He doesn't
as
shut
Otto.
his mouth.
Cut that out.
That's going in. I'm cutting everything else out, but I'm keeping this part in.
The podcast is just a 15-second clip of that.
It's going to be a reel on Instagram. I'm kidding. We'll not go that far.
Probably is. Check out our Instagram, by the way.
Check out our
Log in
Instagram.
here. And another thing, apart from the character designs that I want to talk about, because I don't have much input other than that on the character designs, because that was a pretty good talk.
Mm-hmm.
The animation quality.
Okay, you just think. Of course, all of us can appreciate the animation quality was brilliant. But we live in 2022. It's a
Did
given.
we expect anything
Yeah,
less?
anything. Yeah, if you expect anything less, you're like, I'm not, bro. What's up with this? I'll give you an example. Did you guys watch Avatar 2 trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
Way of the Water.
The Way of the Water Avatar 2 trailer. Okay, man, have you watched Avatar 1?
Oh yeah.
You ever watched Avatar 1? So the graphics, like the CGI for Avatar 2 from Avatar 1 was, if you were a technical person, you would notice the
Immediately.
the day and night difference.
Yeah.
But as an average viewer, people were like, were underwhelmed by the update from 2010, 2008, 2009 to 2022 when the Avatar 2 trailer came out. But that's the thing. At this very moment, people are like so overwhelmed with like great, beautifully produced animations by computers that it's anything less would be not accepted at all. So that's the point. All of us can appreciate like the technical aspect of it, but it's not something that can be highlighted as a movie.
But even if it is an animated movie, they left no holds barred with the shot selection, the way they've drawn the sequences.
That's true. That's true.
Because
Sure.
this is one thing, I watched the movie before you two, and the one thing I told you to notice were the transitions.
Yeah, I didn't notice the transitions.
Impeccable transitions in some
Impeccable.
places because it's so smooth.
Yeah.
And like if it was like a Iron Man 1 had a slideshow transition.
He did a PPT. Literally.
Yeah, he literally just clicked next slide and it just swoop across.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, that was like about 2008.
No, but the thing is, that's a real life short movie. How hard is it to pan the camera down and pan it back up? Just think about it.
Fair.
This was drawn impeccably. The way some shots, especially the long shots from where it went, as you mentioned earlier, the one from the bike guy, all the way it going back through the woods, through the thing,
Yeah,
and then
back
focusing
racing.
on Otto racing down in the tricycle, and then him going through the different
That was
things, the underwater.
And jumping
that-
over and
Yeah, that
winning
whole-
the competition.
A
Yeah.
fast forward of that sequence will be played.
Oh,
here.
by the way, that was also supposed to be a reference to a real life stunt done by an actual
Yeah,
a bike stunt.
I forgot his name.
Evil Knievel, I
I don't know what his name
don't
is.
know what his
though.
real name is. We'll put that up here.
Yeah, and
We'll
then
have
it's
to put
him like just going like flying across the
Yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Canyon.
And everyone's surprised that Otto could do that on a tricycle, so pedaling at what?
Yeah.
500 kilometers per hour. But
Efficient work.
efficient work, man. Also, can we appreciate like the development of Minions, although it's supposed to be the prequel to what we see in Despicable Me?
Yeah.
Like the character development of the Minions, flawless.
I also hate that they didn't have Otto in any of the movies and they just put him in
Yeah,
here.
what happened to Otto, guys? Like if this was supposed to be the prequel to the upcoming Despicable
I
Me.
feel like Otto.
Otto,
I
I
feel
mean,
like-
after Bob, Otto might just be my favorite minion.
That's true, me as well. Kevin was supposed to be the close to human as possible guy, and everyone else supposed to be the actual people who.
Yeah, Kevin is like the connection between humans and minions. He's like the half evolved version.
He's the half ball.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing that was really cool to me. The shots, the way the shots are done, the way the animation is done, the way it's drawn, it was brilliant. Even the fight scene,
Yeah, yeah.
they did the when he threw the mystery machine, they did the Zack Snyder slow motion shot.
Oh yeah, and like this bike sliding under. it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the same shot was there in Zack Snyder's cut of Justice
Justice
League,
League.
and it's the Amazons going underneath the closing door.
That's
instead of
also
the
done in
fans.
the Batman done by Christopher Nolan with the Batman's bike sliding under the semi truck.
But that's not in slow mo, is it?
It's not in slow mo, but it's inspired like the same.
Yeah,
stunt
but like
sequence.
but like they've taken that and done slow mo. Zack Snyder is known for slow mo bit,
yeah,
and
he
that
is, he is.
slow mo scene which is here, as compared to the Minion scene which is here. But then that I felt was done really well, and even the long sequences when they're just talking,
That's true.
and then it was
And
pretty
also,
cool
can we
to watch.
appreciate how well they made these minions act with emotion. Or like the scene where the Gru gets kidnapped by
Oh
wild
yeah,
goblins.
and Kevin's like.
Kevin's like, oh, mini bahas.
Yeah.
And he like falls over. It reminded me of Toy Story 3 when they give the backstory of the pink.
Oh
the
yeah,
villain
yeah,
bear.
yeah, yeah, the teddy bear.
Teddy bear. Oh, bro, it was brilliantly
That
done.
was pretty cool.
Yeah. And the cannonball opening scene of the movie, Illumination. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, bro, that was
Love
They
that.
amazing.
should have tried to license Miley Cyrus. I came in.
Oh,
like
they
that.
should have done
They
that.
should have tried.
But the thing
as
is,
hard
Miley
as they
Cyrus's
could.
Cannonball movie,
Wrecking Ball.
the video,
Wrecking Ball.
the Wrecking Ball isn't close to come to PG-13.
Yeah, but it could have just been a minion singing "I came in like a wrecking ball" and then just bang bang.
And in their own language, so it couldn't be
Yeah.
copyrighted at all at this
Bang,
point.
bang,
See, bro, they should have hired me for this movie.
that was really cool.
Also, what was that? Was that Bang Bang they were playing? What language was that supposed to be during the opening scene?
That was supposed to be Minions language. I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be a mix of Spanish and Portuguese.
No, they were playing song. No, Bang Bang. David Guetta and.
Oh yeah, the 70s inspired.
The soundtrack, by the way, so good. I
Yeah.
love the soundtrack.
I think they really
also.
stuck with the 70s vibe.
They're like,
They
this
did.
is 70s and
Oh,
we're going to leave
another
into it.
minor detail. Again, back to the interviewees. They were reading Mad magazine.
Oh,
which was
yeah,
huge
yeah.
back then,
Yeah.
and the cover it had
It had-
Richard Nixon.
yeah,
Richard
Richard
Nixon,
Nixon.
yes,
That
yes.
was
I think
know
that
it.
was that amount of detail.
I'll be
was
honest, I
really-
didn't notice that the first time I saw the movie. I read that somewhere prepping for this interview.
No, I saw it. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Oh
You
my
did?
God.
Oh, Mad.
I recognized Mad Max, but I didn't know who that guy was.
But again,
and I googled it and I was like, ah,
But to be fair, I saw that author had praise as well.
yeah. You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Yeah.
Any other thing?
And
What else?
also one more minor detail which I forgot. This I didn't notice myself, but apparently in one of the kung fu scenes where like that lady was teaching them, there was a Scarlet Overkill lunchbox that Stuart was holding.
Was it though? Oh wait, I didn't notice that in the
I
movie.
didn't notice
Really?
that either.
Well, that's a fun Easter egg there. I didn't notice it.
That's pretty cool because this movie is set after
Hmm.
that movie.
exactly,
To be fair,
exactly,
in
exactly.
the continuity of the
Fun
Minions
Easter
world.
egg, guys.
Yeah, I feel like the next. Before we come to our end conclusion, because there's not much to talk about. It's a Minions movie. It's not. It hasn't changed anyone's lives.
I mean, let's talk about quickly. Let's go through the casting, the
Yes.
the voice.
Steve Carell, guys. Steve.
Perfect.
How do you know?
Perfect.
How do you pronounce
Isn't
his
it
last
Steve
name?
Carell?
Steve Carell.
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 Carell?
Carell.
Carell?
Carell.
Carell sounds too
Carell
close to
sounds
Karen
better.
for me.
Yeah, Steve.
No, it's too Karen for me. I don't
Carell.
know.
I
Steve
think it's
Carell.
Steve
Carell.
Carell.
Actually,
Steve
Carell
Carell.
sounds
Steve
like-
Carell
Yeah,
sounds
Steve
cooler,
Carell.
man.
It sounds-
Can we just respect me? Steve Carell.
Wait, that looked like John Cena for a
I mean, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, I swear.
What a name, by the way, Van Damme.
Van Damme.
Van-
John-Claude Van Damme. Like, you say it
Yeah.
out loud.
He aged so much.
He's become old, hasn't he? I mean, fair. Rocky was Sean.
What is this?
Oh,
What is it?
Michael Yeoh.
What does that look like? A pop star?
Tara.
She's the one who came in that What Men Want, right? Was that her?
Empire.
Empire.
What
What
one?
Men
Want?
Want,
I don't know what that
Empire.
is.
Wait. What is
She was in Karate Kid.
No way. Wait,
Was
She was the mom.
She was the mom. She was Jaden Smith's mom.
She doesn't look like that.
Bro, she was Jaden Smith's mom. How did we forget this? Oh shit.
She looks familiar.
But to be fair, I hate Jaden Smith's Karate Kid. The true
Yeah,
Karate
the
Kid is.
original Karate Kid is. Have you watched Cobra Kai?
Oh my god, amazing. Have you know what Cobra Kai?
You watch it.
You suck.
It's actually not nice.
Julie
I'm very
Andrews.
confused.
Julie Andrews. I mean, I would have never thought.
She was.
I would have
she
never
spoke
thought.
3 lines in the whole movie.
But bro,
But
that
she
did not
gave
sound.
everything.
Yeah, but that did not sound like Julie Andrews. Who would have thought?
Like she should have gone and paid a lot of money
Bro,
for
I
those 3
could.
lines.
I swear, if I did not know Steve Carell was in this movie, I wouldn't have recognized Steve Carell's voice as Gru's voice.
It's a very.
He's done a really good job. I
He's
think
a
that.
brilliant.
No,
job.
but the thing is, he hasn't like completely ripped off like the Russian accent, but he's done this weird
It's like this
middle
comical
ground.
Russian.
Yeah.
But it works because it adds like this different level of like he's a unique character in
That's
himself.
true. That's true. That's
And
true.
it's so cool the way he, for a younger Gru and to an older Gru, how he's the single person that's done the whole voice
Yeah.
while he's aging and Gru's becoming younger.
That is Steve Carell.
And
Like, correct Steve Carell.
He's a really good character.
And okay, this is what's
Russell Brand, bro, I was
I didn't
shocked
know
when I
it.
found
I
out.
swear, never knew.
I was like, who's this British man? And then I Google it, and I'm like, wait, what? This guy?
I didn't even know until you guys told me about
Like in
this
the back of
during
my
this
head,
podcast.
Teenage Dream started playing. I was
Oh. Okay,
No.
guys, just to recap on the cast.
fine.
Okay, After all of that discussion, just recap on the cast. Steve Carell, amazing, brilliant job.
No, it's not like one person's done a brilliant job. Every single person's done an amazing
even the
job.
villains, every
Oh,
single
yeah.
one of them was perfect.
But I guess the villains were played by less recognized actors outside.
Wait, what is RZA doing in this movie? Wait, what? RZA? He was the voice of the biker.
Uncle of the birthday kid.
Birthday kid? Oh, yes.
The uncle of the birthday kid.
RZA. Very talented man, by the way. RZA. He's a very good producer back in the day. Liquid Swords?
Only
by
one
RZA.
song.
was produced by him. Such creative names.
This is how much you know about RZA. I know. I've listened to one song of his. I couldn't name which song I've listened to. That how much. That
Oh, I
song.
knew it was part of Wu-Tang Clan. I literally didn't know anything else.
He was on a Kanye West song, if I'm not wrong.
That's probably the only song.
And I think he was on, and he's also produced a lot. He's a very good talented producer. Yeah, but like other than that, is there someone who you felt like wasn't good, casting wise?
Not really. It was bad.
See, I mean, you had people like Danny Trejo, and
Mhm.
you had like Dolph Lundgren, but they didn't even speak much. Like, did they ever even speak?
Like, why hire that big of an
Yeah.
actor?
See, I mean, they would totally make a great role. Like, I actually can't imagine a better voice.
Okay. So there was an unexpected seriousness to the entire story about Gru and his
It's not
origins.
seriousness. It's a journey of learning
See,
for the young man.
I'll tell you why it was unexpected seriousness. Because I went into watching this movie like I went into watching the Minions, Despicable Me, like very cute yellow Tic Tacs having fun and eating bananas and talking in languages that we wouldn't be understanding at all. Okay, so the unexpected seriousness to this movie was about his origin story. It was in a way his origin story of Gru. Right? It was literally in the name, the Rise of the Gru.
Yeah.
The Rise of Gru. Sorry,
Rise.
the Rise of Gru.
Rise of the Gru.
Okay, the Rise of Gru. So yeah, I swear if they'd pushed this movie a little further, it would have been an emotional movie. I'm not kidding.
If they had killed Wild Knuckles at the end, it would have been very
Yeah,
emotional.
then it would have been emotional.
Yeah.
But
Even some of the parts, man. I mean, I swear the chemistry between the Minions and Gru, if they'd pushed a little further and not.
It was really good the way Gru, even though he's like, I idolize these Sinister Six people,
That's true.
but at the same time he's a softie inside, and you can tell
Mm.
by the way he adopts.
That's
the
what I was
minions.
getting
When he kicks them out, whatever, all of that.
Or
Then he
and
becomes friends with Wild Knuckles, and then talks him up when he's like down after his house has been
And like
destroyed
saves
stuff.
Wild Knuckles. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what that's also something I earlier mentioned. Right?
Yeah.
About Gru's character design. He looks like an evil person, but also his character design, you get the vibe that he's not entirely evil. He has some moral, some emotion. So yeah, underlying seriousness with the origin.
Bro, it's said that 17 times. They get it. It's kind of serious.
No, but I don't get it. I still don't
I'm trying to
get how
explain to
serious
her.
it is. It's wholesome.
It's
Adorable.
It's
like,
not seriousness per se. I feel like you're misrepresenting it. It's not seriousness. It's this unexpected storyline of development that we didn't expect to see.
Okay, yeah, fine.
We expected to see two Tic Tacs bumping into each other and saying por favor several times. But we didn't get that. We got this story of Gru being this, even though he's an evil, I want to do evil, he's still this cute, he wants to help people boy. He gets the minions in and it's the fake raining. That scene was brilliant.
That was
by the way.
yeah, the fakes.
The one where he puts up the rain and he's like, keep the hose down. That was really good.
Yeah.
And then how he helps Wild Knuckles through the thing and he's like,
Consoles him.
come on, we can do this, whatever, we make
That's
a good
true.
pair, all of that. And the way, and then eventually that shows, that makes his like transition from evil, stealing the moon, to the anti-villain league not that jarring.
Mhm.
Now that we know this, that he was this nice, kind boy even before.
Yeah.
Even though, and most of his theft, he's not harming anyone.
Exactly.
He cuts the line, he cheeses them. Nothing's happening to them, really, if you think about it.
What if you're lactose intolerant, like severely?
Then you wouldn't be in
severely
an ice cream
allergic?
parlor, would you?
And also
What
have
if
you
they
considered-
said, I don't know, sorbet or something?
That look like an ice cream.
Have you considered the fact when someone gets frozen alive in an instant? It's
Yeah,
not good
yeah,
for the human body.
It's not like heinous crimes.
Or killing someone is not easy.
He's like 11 and 3/4. I mean,
Exactly.
it would
But
be worrying if he was doing heinous crime.
no, but like evil people, if he was genuinely like, oh my god, I'm evil, like he thinks he is, he would be though. But
I
it
mean,
is
look,
PG-13,
even
so obviously it
Bell
doesn't-
Bottom was like, yeah, just go to school and study, which was like,
Yeah, but she did kick an old man off the top of a hovercraft. So
Well,
are we really like
We're not comparing.
caused massive damage to public property.
Yeah, we're not comparing that here. We're talking about Gru, guys.
Yeah, but like this, I feel like this gives us more context into Gru as a human being than we expected.
See, I'll conclude this, and you might now understand my point. So essentially, what I'm trying to get at is that Gru has a better origin story in this movie than unintentionally than many movies that are intended to be an origin story by themselves.
Yeah, in this movie you can say that grew.
Nice. Okay, fine. Moving on to the Minions. Okay, what is very important. I had this in my notes. Why do people love the Minions so much all over the world?
Because they don't have a nose.
Nobody likes Voldemort.
Hello Kitty doesn't have a nose, does she?
It has representations of nose.
Hello Kitty doesn't have ears.
What it does?
Someone doesn't have ears. What is? Wait, I want to see Hello Kitty real quick. There's this really weird thing.
Papa, then because minions don't have noses, even Voldemort doesn't have a nose.
People like
He
Voldemort.
doesn't know. He doesn't get as much
I haven't
love as the
watched a
minions.
single Harry Potter
You shut
movie.
up.
Nor have I watched. read a
That's
single
even
Harry Potter
worse than not watching.
Oh, Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth. And minions have nothing but a mouth.
and eyes and goggles.
Yeah, but the mouth is like
Okay, so
and
yes.
denim overalls.
And denim overalls. Brilliant.
big drippers.
So yeah, so what I want to get at with the Minions design themselves, right? Like, or like whatever the intention with Minions design was, accident or not, like they unite this global audience, irrespective of what culture, language you speak. You can understand what's going on. There's this concept, like on social media marketing. If you pass the over the shoulder test, you're gonna have great success online. Essentially, what the over the shoulder test is, if you were sitting in a public place and someone was next to you and they watched what you were watching over the shoulder and they understood what the content was.
Invasion of privacy.
No, I'm just saying. Then your reach of an audience is at very large, right? I think Minions does that very well in the sense. What the Minions get right in their design, not the character design, but just generally in their design, is they go beyond all culture barriers. As long as you can see what's going on screen, irrespective of what you hear or barely hear, or even like not hear at all, you find the humor in the scene, like in the sequences of what's going on, and like the emotion behind it. Like just like Bob, who has the single eye? Stuart has a single eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so even like when Stuart goes to his emotional scenes, not in this movie, but just overall in this franchise, like the flexibility you need with just a single eye and a mouth to show emotions to these characters. Brilliantly done.
And I feel like it helps that they don't have any straight lines on them.
That's true.
One thing you've noticed with designing a cute character, as you've seen, they have no straight lines.
Yes.
It's just all curves. And it works because it makes it more round and soft
Exactly.
and cuddleable.
Soft, cuddleable, round, and concentration of.
Cuddleable or what?
We
What?
made it up right now.
Cuddleable. Check Merriam-Webster.
We're not doing that. So in conclusion, what I was referring with the Minions character.
Yeah.
Please.
Took you long.
Glad to join us.
Took you long enough.
Glad to join us.
Jesus Christ.
Cool. So the Minions language. Have you also noticed how?
I thought we were concluding the movie. What are we
No,
talking about the
I'm
Minions
talking about
language?
concluding the Minions character design. So you mentioned earlier about the Minions language. One thing, you partially mentioned
Yeah,
this.
mayonnaise.
So
Minionese. That's
the one thing they get right with the Minions language is when the viewers need to understand what's going on, they make it like sound familiar enough that you can make out which it is. But rest of the time, it's just jibber jabber.
It has enough buzzwords.
But the buzzwords come in the right time when the viewers need to understand what's
I mean,
going
there
on.
are random words in English which just makes it funny.
Yeah.
It does.
Even when it's not like really relevant.
Yeah.
to the
But
scene.
when that actually matters, they made to ensure that people understand what's going on. That's a final my conclusion about Minions. Now let's conclude this story.
Also, let me say, this movie is so well paced.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Like they covered everything within 88 minutes.
Dude, that is very
That is
impressive.
really
Like
good.
when I went to look at the movie, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sit another 2
You know how
hours
long
here.
the Jackson...
And I saw 1 hour 20 and I'm like, what?
Which is perfect because for people with like short attention
It's
span.
kids
are
are the
watching
one
that.
with the short
Exactly.
attention span.
Yeah.
It
Also, fun fact, I
works.
read this somewhere in theaters. There are probably more adults in suits than kids in the theaters watching the movie.
Exactly.
Yes, tie. Bro, your tie is like blending with your hair.
Oh shit. That's a good thing.
Okay. So now we're gonna conclude the movie.
Let's conclude.
And I feel like we need to get serious for this. In conclusion, I feel like the movie had a lot of strong points, very little negative points, and the low points, although there
Weren't that low.
weren't that low. It had a good high rise throughout the movie. And if you ever got caught up, if you ever like, oh my god, I'm tired of seeing Gru, it cut to Otto doing random minion stuff. And every time you got tired of seeing random minion stuff, it cut to Gru and a storyline with his grandfather.
That's true.
And like
With
that
his
Fake grandfather.
Big guy.
grandfather. And I feel like that balance did really well for the movie, and overall, it is a must-watch. You need to watch it at least once.
See, if
For
you're
sure.
looking for a movie that's going to entertain you, and
Yeah.
if you're bored and can't, even if you can't, like, even
It's
if you
just light-hearted.
exactly.
It just
Don't watch it
relaxes.
alone. If you watch it alone, it's kind of sad. But like, it's like a fun movie to watch with friends,
It is.
and like you can just watch it. It's 1 hour.
Especially
1
friends who
hour long.
get pop culture references.
I mean, that doesn't even matter. It's fun explaining stuff to
It's
people.
fun to, and I like the amount of pop culture. in it.
Yeah,
I do love
it was enough for the older people to be like, ah yes, but it's also dumb enough for the young people to be like, ah yes, plane
Yellow
flying
bananas.
90 degrees up, yes.
Yellow
But like, overall, how would you rate the movie
Who?
out of 10?
I would go close to 7.8.
I'm gonna say 8.
Wow.
It's a strong 8 for me.
You know what? I say 8 as well.
Copycat.
You went 8. Mine was.
Copycat.
You know what? I go 8.1.
Just out of spite.
Just out of spite.
I
8.1.
had written a 7.8. So I think we can round it off at an 8.
You can't just
You
round it
always
right now.
What? No, you rounded off to mine, so technically both of you are still copycats.
The last movie was rounded after mine.
If
No,
you
last
want,
movie was rounded up to
if
mine.
you want to go on technicality, you round up to 7.95, but I don't want to call it 7.95
Shut
because
up,
it's
Bob.
just
Bob,
weird.
stop being annoying.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But
but
is
it's
it-
referring to him, not the Minions part.
Yeah, the minions. I mean, we look pretty much similar. to
No,
each
you.
One looks like an uncle, one looks like a cute yellow
Yeah,
cat.
exactly.
other. Eventually, he's gonna grow up. No.
No, he won't. He's an immortal being.
Also, speaking of Tic Tacs, you missed the scene where that kid called them Twinkies.
It's too late for that. We're done with the review.
No, just add
Solid
that in.
We're
Add that in.
professional people here. We don't laugh at Twinkies.
Yeah, it's a solid 8, and I will stand by this rating because it was very good. People are gonna hate it. People are like, oh my god, what a childish movie. How can
If you
call
cannot
it?
enjoy Minions,
Jeez,
dude,
who are these people?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like shocking.
Yeah, like if you say
If you
I
don't
don't
enjoy
like
it,
I don't like Minions Rise of Gru,
you are
can't be our
boring.
friend.
No,
or
you're
at least
boring.
if you say you can't sit through this entire movie, just like our co-host here, you need a lot more serious help.
Yeah, you're not our friend. You're not welcome here.
Get help.
Yes. Hopefully Jesus can save you.